Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, and we'll get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Run by, check out all the programs they have out there to offer you. Okay, now the weather today, 40% chance of rain. It's really a much needed rain. We need some rain in a lot of areas, so just be careful. You got some lightning in them and all, so watch what you're doing. High today only going to be 88, low 77, and the water temperature is back up to 83 degrees. Remember we talked about that little cool, little flow that came in there, a little current, but now it's back up to 83 degrees where they're reading the temperature at. Okay, take a look at our river readings. They're looking really good. The Apalachicola is dropping out now. It's getting down to 3.2, and it is really going to be in good shape for the weekend. So be aware of that. Okay, now the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, actually it's going to pop up. It's reading a 3.6 this morning, but it's getting on up to about 5 foot by Saturday night, and Sunday it'll be 5 foot. So if you like to fish rising water, and a lot of folks do like to fish that rising water, get back up in those sloughs as the water's coming up in there. That'd be an ideal time on the Choctawhatchee River. Okay, our tide chart, take a look at it, brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemeteries. High tide is at 8:49 a.m. and the low tide is at 7:38. And today is July the 11th. And some great tides. In the mornings it's been really strong, and it's going to be real low in the afternoon, but some really strong tides we're fishing at this weekend. Okay, let's also take a look at our marine forecast. It's going to be coming out of now it's going to start at northwest this morning. We're going to swing around what the weatherman is telling us to the southwest this afternoon. So we'll have a little bit of wind, but it's not going to be a high wind. It's going to be like 5 to 8 miles an hour. All right. Our marine forecaster, though, is very important on the weekend. So make sure that you take a look at it tomorrow if you go out ahead of time. All right. Now, each week I like to call Captain Blair Morgan to get a situation update on what's going on down on our eastern end of viewing area. I've been down there some over July 4th and all, but Blair's been offshore and his buddy's been inshore. So let's get this report. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston. How are you?
I'm doing well. I went by your house day before yesterday, and your boat was gone. So I said Blair's out on the water somewhere.
Yeah, I went offshore there for a while, and it got pretty rough on us. And, somebody on the boat got sick, one of them deals. Fish weren't biting real good either, so it wasn't a real good day.
Well, we always have those days. If you go enough times, you're going to have those bad days. So, but I've heard it was a little slow offshore.
Yeah, it's been a little slow. Of course, the trip before that, I went on, I had one of the best, actually it was the best day of the year, so you just never know. You have to go. The tide was really running this week. I mean, it was running hard, and it made it harder to fish, too. So, anyway, basically, we've had a good time. Quite a few triptail around Indian Pass over there. They catch a lot of them every day. And the tarpon really they showed up, but they really haven't ganged up over here yet. They just kind of scattered far and few between. I don't know what's going on with them.
Okay, and what about the surf fishing? Still been pretty decent, hasn't it?
The what?
The surf fishing, pompano and all in the surf?
Surf fishing, there was some people that came in the bait shop the other day, and they were buying the fish bites and pompano rigs, and they came in buying a bunch more. They said they were catching the limited pompano down there off the beach, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
But that's what they say, so I guess it's true.
Well, I'd heard the same thing from another source that people were still catching them over there and at Mexico Beach. We're going to talk about it in a fishing report, but it is a little late to be catching a limit. I guess they're just hanging in there.
Yeah, well, they thought they were pretty thick over there, and they're fishing out towards the state park somewhere.
Yeah.
Off the beach.
They probably.
And the other reports, of course, scalloping, you know, it's been really hit and miss. There's a lot of little scallops out there. Very few people are finding a bunch of big scallops. So they need to let them grow up some. There's been a lot of people over here scalloping, but like I say, it's hit and miss. Fishing in the bay, St. Joe Bay, it's been decent. There's some people catching quite a few big trout, but most of them are either wade fishing or fishing out of kayaks. Fishing in shallow water where the boaters can't really get to them, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds pretty. Overall, you know, it might be a little bit slow, but it's pretty steady right in there.
Yeah, it's steady. You can always, you know, go and catch something.
Okay. Well, that's a good report, Blair.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thank you now. I'll check you later.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I was Captain Blair Morgan representing Blue Water Outriggers. A good report from that end. And like I say, they've been a lot of folks down there this past week. So let's take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us on this Friday morning. Let's jump in a couple of pictures real quick and show them. I ended the show the other day on this picture. I want to show it one more time because the fishing the West Bay Bridge got a structure out there, and nothing like a couple of kids out fishing in the summertime and catching those speckled trout. So all these bridges are holding the speckled trout this time of year now. Be aware of that. Okay, there's a little butterball Howard Farrell called it. See that little topwater plug he's using? Good plug right there. Good job, Howard. Mark Thomas. Nice dolphin right here. Locals call him dolphin or mahi-mahi. Great job, Mark Thomas. That was all this week. And don't forget the Sea Quarters Arena Youth Fishing Tournament on the 19th. Okay. Okay, real quick, I took some books back down to. Okay, well, that's enough, Jeff. I took some books back down to one of my favorite bookstores, the bookstore right there in Apalachicola called Downtown Books. They sell a lot of those books there, folks. It's all out-of-town people coming in from Atlanta and other parts of Georgia, just browsing through the bookstore, and I appreciate them buying it all, but it always fascinates me that all these out-of-town people will buy that book. So I went down there and got to see some of the folks again yesterday. I also run they sold out of Blue Water also, so some more books are at Blue Water. They're right there on the counter where the fishing reels are, right on the main counter. So if you want to get one, those two places still have them. All right, now, on the way back, I stopped by this. This is opposite the stump hole, okay? This is down at the Cape, and the stump hole is on one side of the road. This is a kayak launching area, and they put it in several years back. And I told Gail, I said, that place is going to be wall-to-wall one day. And sure enough, it's wall-to-wall people. You cannot see it on the screen, but I counted. I didn't have my photo lens on my little phone. It was a phone picture. I counted 37 people in that one area right there. This was on like a Tuesday at 11 a.m. Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. 37 people in that area, in that one little area right there. That's a lighthouse area. And you know what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. That scallop population in that area will collapse. I mean, they're just going to, because they're getting everything. And that area right there, they used to really hold a lot of scallops, but with that kind of pressure on it, it won't hold them like that for too many more seasons like that. So you'll see them, you know, they just won't be left in there. Okay, now the next picture, not outdoor picture, but that's our buddy Kelly Lowry. He's been on the show before. Old football picture of him playing quarterback at Florida State. All right, just want to throw that one in. Okay, here's we've been really folks that have been freshwater fishing have done really well. Jeremy Cotton, Wally Barefoot. Okay, these are not freshwater. I got a freshwater picture coming up, but these guys freshwater fish and saltwater fish. But look at these scamps and all. They've been catching a lot of scamp. Okay, good job there. That's Wally, Jeremy, and Brandon Coatney. All right, here's Ryan Huggins. Ryan's a good fisherman. This is the first time he ever caught a fish, a saltwater fish, on a fly rod. That's an 8-weight fly rod, and that's a big fish right there. Ryan, he's hooked on fly fishing now. Okay, here's Keith Nelson, C.L. Smith, early students of mine. Actually, the first outdoor class I had, these boys were in that class. Good job, boys. Still good to see y'all fishing. Carl Andrews. Carl is retired now. I coached him at Rutherford way back then. He's retired and fishing. Here I am at work. Good job. Carl is one of the big. He usually fishing weewall all the time, but look at that. He went and got two nice fish right there. Good job, Carl Andrews. Glad you're fishing there, buddy. Sharon, Tommy Oliver, freshwater fishing. This is their first trip down there. Good job, Sherry and Tommy. Look at the size of some of these fish. Sherry and Tommy Oliver. Okay. Tuesday, the Alabama state record was set. This picture sent to me by Wendy Coyote Kennedy. Used to live here. They live in Mobile now. This is off Mobile, off Dauphin Island. It's a state record Cubero snapper, 84 pounds. It broke the old record about 30 pounds, which is phenomenal. And when you break a record, you only usually break them by 1 or 2 pounds, but broke it by 30 pounds. Did you know that August has 5 Fridays, 5 Saturdays, and 5 Sundays? It won't happen again till 823 years. Jeff, we won't be around then. So y'all enjoy it this August. 555. Captain Ken Paramore showed his little granddaughter the other day catching the first mahi. Now this is her first king. Good job, Kendall. All right, let's go one more. Lionfish. This was sent to me, and I'm going to read this email a little bit later in the next section, but I want to keep this in mind about it. Big. Look at the size of that mask, and then look at the size of the lionfish. Really, really big there. Okay, then I'm going to show the other pictures. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's go and take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Glad you're with us. Can you imagine an 83-pound snapper? This one right here behind me, that's probably about a 22-pound snapper. So can you imagine one 4 times that big getting in? That's a new Alabama state record, about 30 pounds off the coast of Dauphin Island there. Thank you, Wendy Coyote, for sending me that. Also, I saw some other people starting to post it now, but you saw it first on Panhandle Outdoors. Now, you know my buddy Tony Bass up in Valdosta. We fish a lot together and just love fishing with Tony, and we've become good friends over the years and all. He sent me this picture. I want to share this, read this email to you. This is actually this young man's mother. Tony's wife used to babysit him, so it goes. They have some family ties here. He said, "Hey Winston, here's a picture I thought you might like. This is Hayden with his first fish ever. The special thing about Hayden, he has a genetic disorder. Only 1 in 3 are known in the country that has this, and it leaves him disabled. But he puts a smile on the face of everyone who meets him." I'll show the other picture here. Look at this. He puts a smile on the face of everyone who meets him. So when I saw these pictures on Facebook, I called his parents, James and Bobby Couch, to see if it would be okay for me to share them with you. What a great way to spend time with a child in the great outdoors, handicap or not. If you would like to show these pictures, it would put a smile on his face. They're going to watch this. They're going to see this on YouTube. I want to say a good morning to all those folks up there, and good job, Hayden. Glad that you enjoy fishing, and boy, hang in there. And Tony says he's getting a little bit better each year. He's 4 years old, so he's getting stronger and stronger. So, you know, anytime you can take a young person or kid fishing and outdoor stuff, that's good. And speaking of Tony, I got this. This is from one of our emails from one of our viewers on YouTube. Hey Winston, just wanted to let you know how much I enjoyed the snapper show off Cape San Blas. I tried to get to the public numbers in that area when we were down in June, but it was just too rough for my son and father-in-law. I could have toughed it out, and I believe, but they were hollering and turn around. I'm ready for another trip down there. Thanks, that's for sure. Again, I enjoy your show and look forward to a grouper show. That's from Jacob Parker in Pine Mountain, Georgia. We appreciate our YouTube viewers, and you know, we have a good nucleus of them all across the country. And by the way, if you have relatives out of town or something, you see a good show, you want them to watch this, all you got to do is just email them, tell them to pull it up on YouTube. Jeff puts it on YouTube every day, and especially like a serviceman or something overseas, and they might want to see what's going on back at home, because these pictures and these stories and all we tell, this is exactly what's going on. So if they miss it too much, they can always tune in to Panhandle Outdoors. So go ahead and share that with them, okay? Now, I just showed those lionfish on that last picture before the break. I wanted to read the email. We brought it up with our Diver Den guys and all, but that picture was sent to me by Danny Grizzard. Danny is a long-time diver. He's been a diver for a long time, and he's a little concerned about it. He said he's not sure. He said this past Sunday, this is email accompanying those lionfish. This past Sunday, we went diving. He was surprised at the quality and the size of these lionfish. He was diving years past, and he just saw a bunch of little ones. Now he saw those; they're really big. He said they planned to keep some to try them out, try the meat out, but he said he brought back a fairly large one. They killed about a dozen, and when they cleaned them, they found eggs in every one but one, and that shows how they're just getting all over the place. They shot a lot of little small ones and left them there for the crabs, but the rest of the story, he said they all had eggs except that one. He said we were surprised they were that big and that many. It was around veteran divers, and they dove west, the bottom west. They were, well, he said west of us. And anyway, so I just wanted to pass the email on to you. Those lionfish are still out there, and they're still causing a lot of trouble. Now we're going to get ready to do our fish and game forecast. I'm just going to hold it up right here. Our times today, 11:15 to 1:15. And tonight it'll be 12:07 to 2:07. Okay, those are 2 times right there brought to us by Mark Cowart of Edgewater Beach Realty. Okay, now we're going to get ready for our drawing, and let's see, Jeff, can you? I got it out of the way over there. I got some other people added on to the drawing too, and we're going to add their names. But okay, let's go ahead and set this up. This is going to be for first one is going to be for $20 gift certificate. Get it started up really good. Now you can enter any time of the year. And the winner on this morning is going to be Jaron Aguan. Jaron Aguan. Okay, first time winner there. And then for the big red snapper, it won't be a big 83-pounder off Dauphin Island, but it will be a big red snapper. And the winner there is Kenny Bostick. Kenny Bostick. In fact, he won. That's his second time this year winning. So, Kenny, I'm going to get you to buy me a lottery ticket this week. Good job. So let's take our break, and we're going to be right back and set up our famous Friday fishing forecast. All right, welcome back. Glad to hear for the famous Friday fishing forecast. Before we get into it, let me mention while I was down in Apalachicola, ran by to visit Fred Sawyer. He wasn't in, but I talked to him on the phone last night. And Fred, one of the last guys that still would hand make wooden paddles and oars and all, and he's getting arthritis in his hands. He's about to slow down, not able to do. He built some wood boats. It passed on down from his late dad, and his late dad has some of the actually first cut juniper and cypress out of the forest down there. So anyway, I want to say good morning to Fred Sawyer, and I was also checking with him. I wanted to find some cypress rocking chairs, some handmade cypress rocking chairs. Gail's aunt, they had a house on St. George Island. They had some rocking chairs there, and they built a house there in the early 60s, a Jim Walter house, and it's still standing through all these years. But anyway, she has some cypress rocking chairs that are still lasting there. So I know she got them from a man in Sumatra who I know has passed away, but I know has some viewers in Sumatra. So if anybody knows anybody making handmade cypress or juniper rocking chairs, please let me know. I'm interested in getting a couple of those. And anybody else, if you know of anybody making handmade paddles anymore, let me know, because Fred, I don't think is going to be able to make very many more. So anyway, just want to pass it on to you. This is a lost art that folks here in the Florida Panhandle used to do all the time, but we just don't have people do it anymore. Fishing report. Now, listen, it's been the big thing right here locally has been the king mackerel fishing has been strong. It's been good catches all week. I've seen some great pictures, heard some good stories, and the mahi bite has been good. You saw that picture earlier. Been good offshore fishing. The snapper season winding down now. It goes out July 14th. Don't forget, that's the last day to fish. Go at midnight then, so you can fish up to midnight. But snapper bites, again, it's been pretty steady. No really huge ones, but there's been some good snapper being brought in. What I call good eating size snapper. FWC is going to have a workshop, and I'm going to go on Monday's show. I'll go over where they have 5 different workshops in the Panhandle on red snapper at the end of the season, and talking about maybe next year's management of it. So we'll go over that later. Also offshore, scamp. You saw those pictures. The scamp bite has been really strong this week. Some really nice scamp being brought in. A lot of private boats bringing them in. Bay fishing has been strong this week. We've had great early morning high tides. I've had some kayakers catch some nice fish. Had some flatboat guys catch some really nice speckled trout, and also redfish in West Bay and East Bay. And you see when those tides are high, you can just really get up there in the grass. It's really fun fishing this time of the year, early in the morning. Now, by the middle of the day, it's getting a little bit warm to me. But the redfish bite has been strong too. Let's go down to St. Joe Bay. You just heard Blair talk about St. Joe Bay. And let me, everybody wants to know about scallops. Now, again, I will point out some situation on scallops. I had my buddy Bill and Donna Allen went the other day, didn't have very good luck. And like I said, this is, okay, let me get on in here to Black's Island. Everybody wants to go to that area right there. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, this is basic ground zero of the scalloping. Okay, from Conch Island to Black Island to Pig Island. Those 3 islands right there are sort of your big landmarks. Okay, I started out here, didn't find any. I haven't found them back in here. We found some around between Pig Island and the Fire Tower right in here. We found some in here. But the most, like I say, these areas are getting hit really hard now. The people are finding the limits of the scallops. If they're telling you they're finding limits, I can promise you about 80% of those scallops are undersized and are too small. It's like, you know when you open up a boiled peanut and you got that little piece of peanut in, that's about the size of some of those scallops. And a lot of people just don't know any better. They're not being greedy or anything. They just think that's what they're supposed to look like. So if you can help educate them and all, that would be good. Let's go back behind. Let's go over here to Indian Pass. Blair, talk about the triple tail fishing has been really good. And like I say, triple tail fishing good all in Apalachicola Bay. At times, it was slow getting started this year. Back behind the St. Vincent Island is good. Okay, if you can go over here, put it over here at the bridge. And I saw a lot of folks fishing out of East Point the other day around the bridge. Bridge fishing has been really good going into St. George Island. Let's go on over here to back here behind Dog Island. Has been excellent fishing right in here. The king mackerel bite has been strong right outside the pass here. Got a good report on it from some guys. And let's go back up here to. I do want to mention here in Bay. About to run out of time. I want to mention here in Bay County the bridge fishing. You saw the pictures this week of one of our viewers. Bridge fishing at night for redfish has been excellent. If you get a chance to go out tonight, good strong tides. Anytime you can get out, you can fish top water. You can catch some live bait and fish live bait, and it won't last long. But you want that tide moving, and you want to have some lights now. Stay well lit up so people can see you. A lot of times people, and don't get in the channel. Do not fish the channel of the bridge. Fish outside of it, okay? I got to wrap things up. Been a great week here in Panhandle Outdoors. Appreciate y'all watching it. This weekend, y'all get outdoors and do some fun things with your friends and your family, okay? You have a great day. You do something good for someone else, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.